Stop immediately. You are walking into big trouble. Hear this before tomorrow, because what's about to unfold will change everything if you don't take action now. This isn't a random warning. This message comes because specific signs indicate you're steps away from a serious situation. Your current path leads directly towards something that's been carefully set up, though you can't see it yet. The hints have been there, small warnings you've dismissed, but tomorrow brings everything to a critical point that you need to understand right now. Think quickly about the unusual patterns you've noticed lately, the strange coincidences, the odd behaviors from certain people, the subtle shifts in your everyday situations. These weren't random events, but warning signals trying to catch your attention. What makes this urgent is the timing. By tomorrow, certain elements lock into place that become much harder to change once they're set in motion. Right now, in these hours before tomorrow arrives, you have a crucial window to alter your course. That uneasy feeling you've had recently, the one you've been trying to ignore, your intuition has been trying to alert you to this approaching situation. Trust that in a warning system, it's picking up real danger signals that your conscious mind hasn't fully processed yet. Type "Walid," acknowledge the warning to signal your awareness of this critical alert. Your recognition activates deeper understanding of what approaches. Press the like button right now to create a timestamp of your warning receipt. This action marks the moment you received critical information that can help you avoid tomorrow's trouble. Those monitoring these situations need to know you've been alerted. What happens in the next 24 hours depends largely on your next few decisions. Each choice you make between now and tomorrow either leads you deeper into the approaching problem or helps you sidestep it completely. This isn't about fate, it's about conscious awareness of where your path leads. Pay extremely close attention to what follows. The information you're about to receive has helped others avoid similar situations that would have severely impacted their lives. Understanding exactly what approaches allows you to make informed choices rather than walking in blind. Most importantly, know that this situation isn't yet fixed. Your awareness and actions right now can dramatically alter how tomorrow unfolds. Nothing is set in stone until certain key events trigger the full sequence of what's been set up. The very fact you're reading this now proves you're meant to receive this warning in time. Don't dismiss this as coincidence or random chance until your path intersected with this message precisely because you need this information before tomorrow arrives. Type "I choose awareness" now to align yourself with this crucial warning. This acknowledgement helps you remain alert to critical signs as they appear. Notice the pattern forming around you. The warning signs have been accumulating, each one a piece of a larger picture that becomes clear only when you step back to see the whole. Let's identify what you've likely been experiencing. First, watch for changed behaviors in people directly connected to tomorrow's events. Someone who's usually consistent has become unpredictable. Regular patterns have shifted subtly. Communications feel slightly off, carrying double meanings or hidden agendas. Pay attention to coincidental timing. Certain people showing up at unusual moments, unexpected changes to normal schedules, last-minute adjustments that seem random, but actually serve to position you where someone wants you to be tomorrow. Listen to conversation undertones. People speaking carefully around certain topics, sudden silence when you enter rooms, discussions that stop abruptly or change direction when you're present. Information is being managed around you. Notice documentation patterns, requests for unusual paperwork, unexpected policy changes, new requirements suddenly being enforced. These create paper trails that could impact you later. Most telling are the physical signs, a subtle tension in normally relaxed environments, new security measures appearing, changes in access or authority levels. These indicate preparation for something significant. Your own body sends warnings too. Stress symptoms increasing, sleep patterns disrupted, unexplained anxiety specifically about tomorrow. Your subconscious processes danger signals your conscious mind hasn't fully processed yet. Type 1. See the warning signs to acknowledge these patterns. Your recognition helps you interpret new signals as they continue appearing before tomorrow's events. Tomorrow's situation has been carefully constructed to appear normal while concealing its true nature. Let's expose what's really happening. The scenario waiting for you combines three critical elements: a seemingly routine situation, people with hidden agendas, and carefully timed pressure points. This combination creates a trap that's hard to escape once you're in it. Watch for these specific triggers. Unexpected meetings called with unusual urgency, documents requiring immediate signature, decisions demanded without proper review time. These create forced choice points designed to rush you into mistakes. Type 1. Understand the danger to acknowledge these specific threats. Your awareness of these elements helps you recognize them as they unfold. Identify who really drives tomorrow's events. Beyond obvious participants, hidden influences shape the situation from behind the scenes. Understanding these players exposes their true objectives and methods. First, watch the coordinators, those who arrange meetings, control schedules, manage communications. They hold seemingly administrative roles, but actually control key aspects of how events unfold. Pay special attention to recent changes in who handles scheduling and information flow. Notice who's been recently positioned nearby. New team members, temporary assignments, visiting personnel. These aren't random placements. Each serves a specific purpose in tomorrow's plan. Watch especially those who arrived within the last 3 months. Their timing is strategic. Pay attention to absent players, people who would normally be involved but have been conveniently removed or distanced. Their absence creates gaps that work against your interests. Most importantly, identify the beneficiaries. Who gains from your disadvantaged position? Track resources, opportunities, and authority shifts that result from tomorrow's planned events. Follow the benefits to find hidden motivations. Look for patterns in who receives advantages from recent changes. The power structure revealed shows a carefully constructed hierarchy. Some visible authority figures actually take direction from less obvious sources. Real decisions flow through concealed channels. Map the true lines of influence beyond official organizational charts. Watch information patterns closely. Who knows details before official announcements? Who seems unsurprised by sudden changes? Who appears to anticipate developments? Observe relationship dynamics carefully. Who lunches together regularly? Who has private meetings? Who communicates through intermediaries? These social patterns expose alliance structures affecting tomorrow's events. Most revealing are resource allocations. Track how budgets shift, where personnel move, which projects receive priority. These movements show real power centers beyond official titles. Type 1. See the hidden players to acknowledge these set influences. Understanding who drives events helps you navigate their true objectives. Map out exactly how tomorrow unfolds. Understanding the planned sequence helps you identify critical intervention points where you can change outcomes. Here's what's been set in motion hour by hour. Early morning brings the first trigger. Unexpected communications demanding immediate attention. Messages arrive before normal business hours, creating artificial urgency. Watch for emails marked high priority or texts requesting immediate response. Each communication pushes for quick decisions without proper review time. Mid-morning positions key players through apparently random schedule changes. Meetings get moved, locations shift, usual procedures change. Each adjustment serves to isolate you from normal support systems while appearing coincidental. Pay attention to who suggests or implements these changes. By afternoon, multiple situations require simultaneous attention, deliberately splitting your focus. Time pressure increases while decision quality decreases. Watch for artificial deadlines and unnecessary urgency. Notice how issues cluster instead of spacing naturally. Late day brings culmination points designed to exploit mental fatigue. Final choices get forced, documents need signatures, commitments are demanded. This timing deliberately uses your desire to resolve pressure and end the day. Be especially alert during these late hours. Most critically, watch transition periods between events. These gaps hold hidden decision points that determine which scenario branch activates next. Your choices during these moments matter most. Small decisions during transitions can trigger larger consequence chains. Pay attention to information timing patterns. When do crucial details arrive? When are important facts revealed? When do correction or clarification messages appear? These patterns expose manipulation attempts. Notice environment changes throughout the day. Which rooms get used, who controls access, how seating is arranged. Physical positioning creates power dynamics affecting decisions. Track energy patterns as well. When do breaks occur? When is food available? When do intense discussions happen? Physical fatigue affects judgment quality. Most importantly, identify points where you can intervene to change the sequence. Which decisions can be delayed, which meetings can be rescheduled, which locations can be changed. Your active choices can disrupt planned pressure points. Type 1. See tomorrow's plan to acknowledge this timeline. Understanding the sequence helps you recognize and counter manipulation points. Realize what's really at risk tomorrow. Beyond immediate consequences, this situation creates ripple effects that impact multiple areas of your life for months or even years to come. Let's expose the true stakes that aren't immediately visible. First, understand the professional impact. Decisions made tomorrow set precedents that affect your position, authority, and future opportunities. Some consequences don't become visible for weeks or months. Watch how these choices could limit your career mobility, reduce your decision-making authority, or alter your professional reputation. Each seemingly small concession can create long-term restrictions on your role. Personal relationships face calculated pressure too. Tomorrow's events strain key connections, test loyalties, and force people to choose sides. Notice how the situation creates conflicts between different relationships, pushes allies to compete for resources, or requires people to compromise their support of you. These relationship damages often prove hardest to repair. Financial implications extend far beyond obvious immediate costs. Hidden clauses, future obligations, and indirect expenses create lasting burdens while appearing minimal initially. Look for delayed payment terms, recurring commitment requirements, or resource obligations that activate later. Small financial decisions tomorrow could restrict your options for years. Most seriously, your reputation faces strategic risk. Elements of tomorrow's scenario could be used to shape how others perceive your judgment, reliability, and trustworthiness. Watch for situations that could be misrepresented later, decisions that could be questioned out of context, or actions that could be interpreted unfavorably. Reputation damage spreads quickly and resists correction. Your future options narrow significantly as certain choices get made. Each apparently small decision closes off alternative paths that might serve you better later. Pay attention to how tomorrow's choices affect your ability to make different decisions in the future. Some options, once surrendered, cannot be reclaimed. The combined effect of these stakes creates a web of consequences that goes far beyond tomorrow's immediate situation. Personal, professional, financial, and social impacts interweave to create complex, long-term effects. Understanding these true stakes helps you weigh decisions more carefully. Most critically, watch for cascade effects where one compromised area leads to vulnerabilities in others. Professional constraints can create financial pressure. Financial pressure can strain relationships. Relationship strain can affect reputation. Each area of impact reinforces the others. Type 1. Understand the stakes to acknowledge these true risks. Seeing beyond immediate pressure helps you make choices that protect your long-term interests in all areas. Your exact position right now. Understanding where you stand helps identify both vulnerabilities and strengths before tomorrow's events unfold. Let's map your situation. Check your documentation first. What papers have you signed recently? What communications exist in writing? What commitments are already recorded? Know exactly what's officially in play. Review your current alliances. Who really stands with you? Who appears supportive but may have conflicting interests? Map your true support network versus surface relationships. Trust proven loyalty over recent promises. Evaluate your resources carefully. What options remain fully under your control? Which assets can others influence or restrict? Identify what you can count on without outside approval. Most importantly, gauge your leverage points. What unique knowledge, skills, or positions do you hold? What would others rather not have revealed? Understanding your strengths helps maintain balance. Your timing flexibility matters too. Which deadlines are real versus artificial? Where can you create space for better decisions? Don't let false urgency rush your choices. Type 1. Know my position to acknowledge your situational awareness. Understanding your starting point helps plan effectively. Responses take these critical steps immediately. Specific actions right now can prevent or minimize tomorrow's trouble. Follow these priorities in order. First, secure your essential information. Back up important files, document current situations, save critical communications, create records that can't be altered later. Establish your communication baselines. Send key emails summarizing your understanding of situations. Make calls confirming important details. Create clear reference points for later comparison. Position trusted observers strategically. Ensure reliable witnesses have awareness of developing situations. Their independent perspectives may prove crucial later. Most urgently, set your boundaries now. Make clear written statements about what you will and won't agree to. Define your limits before pressure intensifies. Create decision-free zones. Identify which matters can wait for proper review. Don't let artificial urgency force poor choices. Maintain your right to careful consideration. Type 1. Take action now to commit to these essential steps. Immediate positive actions give you advantage tomorrow. Access your support resources now. Key people and systems stand ready to help, but you must activate these connections before tomorrow's pressure hits. Let's map your assistance network. Identify your legal resources first. Which advisors can you contact quickly? What services are already arranged? Know exactly how to reach key counsel when needed. Review your professional support systems. Which colleagues can provide independent verification? Which experts can assess situations quickly? Build your consultation network now. Check your documentation resources. Where are your records kept? Who can access important files? Ensure critical information remains available when needed. Most importantly, activate your personal support network. Which friends provide solid judgment? Which family members offer steady perspective? Connect with grounding influences early. Your institutional resources matter too. Which organizational systems protect your interests? What official channels should be notified? Know your procedural rights and protections. Type 1. Access my support to activate these assistance networks. Strong support systems multiply your response options. Deploy these defense strategies now. Specific protection methods can shield you from tomorrow's worst scenarios. Implement these safeguards immediately. Start with information control. Limit what you share. Document what you say. Record key conversations. Create clear evidence trails that support your position. Don't let others control the narrative. Establish witness presence. Ensure trusted observers at key moments. Keep doors open during meetings. Maintain public visibility. Remove opportunities for private pressure or manipulation. Use time management defensively. Delay non-urgent decisions. Require proper review periods. Insist on normal procedures. Don't let artificial urgency override good judgment. Most crucially, maintain evidence streams. Keep emails, save messages, photograph documents, timestamp activities. Create undeniable proof of what really happens. Your physical positioning matters too. Stay in visible areas, keep exit routes clear, maintain access to communication devices. Never let yourself be cornered or isolated. Type 1. Activate protection to implement these defense strategies. Strong protective measures prevent worst-case scenarios. Follow this secure route forward. A clear path exists that avoids tomorrow's trouble while protecting your interests. Let's map your safe way through. First, identify clean exit points. Which decisions can be delayed? Which commitments can be postponed? Where can you create space for better options? Mark your escape routes. Review alternative approaches. What different methods achieve similar goals? Which other paths lead to acceptable outcomes? Don't let forced choices limit your options. Calculate minimum safe positions. What's the least you must maintain? Which points can't be compromised? Know your absolute boundaries before pressure hits. Most importantly, plan response sequences. How will you handle each likely scenario? What actions follow specific triggers? Prepare your reactions before situations develop. Your timing choices create safety. Which matters need immediate attention? What can wait for better conditions? Align actions with your best interests. Type 1. Choose the safe path to commit to secure navigation. Clear direction prevents dangerous diversions. Receive this crucial final advice. Last-minute insights can make critical differences in how tomorrow unfolds. Pay careful attention to these closing warnings. Trust your instincts, absolutely. If something feels wrong, it is wrong. Don't let others talk you out of your natural warning signals. Your intuition sees what your eyes miss. Watch for emotional manipulation. When pressure rises, step back. When urgency pushes, slow down. When tensions build, stay calm. Don't let feelings override wisdom. Maintain your long-term perspective. Tomorrow is one day in a longer journey. No single situation determines your entire future. Keep events in proper proportion. Most critically, remember your worth. Your value doesn't depend on tomorrow's outcomes. Your character isn't measured by others' schemes. Stand firm in your integrity. The power remains yours. No one can force your choices. No situation controls your responses. You always retain the right to say no. Type 1. Accept final guidance to acknowledge these crucial insights. Strong ending perspective prevents poor choices. Remember, tomorrow brings challenge, but awareness brings power. You've been warned because you can handle what comes. Stay alert. Stay strong. Stay wise. Your path forward starts with knowing what approaches. Type 1. Am ready and aware to complete this warning sequence. Understanding paired with preparation creates the possibility of a far better outcome. Stop and take a deep breath right now. God has sent an urgent message about something called the Forbidden Letter, but first wants you to know, don't be afraid. This divine revelation comes not to frighten, but to protect and enlighten. Through heavenly wisdom, God reveals a mysterious truth that few understand correctly. The Forbidden Letter contains spiritual knowledge that has been misunderstood throughout history, causing unnecessary fear and confusion. Sacred insight shows why this message comes to you now. Your spiritual journey has reached a point where this divine understanding can truly benefit you rather than cause harm. God chooses this moment with perfect wisdom. The spiritual realm opens to show deeper truth about something many fear without cause. Those who have passed beyond this life exist in a state different than most imagine. Neither trapped nor lost, but transformed in ways our earthly minds struggle to comprehend. Heaven sends this message with gentle reassurance. Though the subject seems dark, divine light reveals its true meaning. God's message removes fear of, rather than creating it. Quick, press the like button to activate your spiritual protection. Heaven says this simple action creates a shield of divine understanding around your mind and heart. Don't worry, you're completely safe as you receive this sacred knowledge. Your guardian angels draw closer now, their presence bringing peace and clarity. They ensure this divine revelation brings enlightenment without distress. Their protection surrounds you completely. Type 1. Receive divine understanding if you're ready to learn what God wants to reveal about the Forbidden Letter. The moment you type these words, special wisdom begins flowing into your spirit. Heaven waits to share this sacred knowledge. This is one of the most PR revelations I've ever channeled. God personally oversees this message because its truth has been distorted for too long. But you must approach it with an open heart. Divine understanding often challenges our preconceptions. God says, "My child, do not fear what you are about to learn. I reveal this not to frighten, but to free you from unnecessary dread." The truth about those who have passed beyond is more beautiful than fearful imaginations suggest. Divine wisdom reveals the mysterious beginnings of what humans call the Forbidden Letter. Sacred understanding shows how this concept emerged through fragments of spiritual truth, misunderstood and distorted through countless retellings throughout history. Glimpses of the life appeared in various cultures, each capturing pieces of a larger truth too vast for mortal minds to fully comprehend. These fragments, passed down through generations, gradually formed into the concept now known as the Forbidden Letter. Type 1, Seek True Understanding, is heaven's light illuminates this history. The spiritual realm shows how ancient peoples encountered partial revelations about the departed, recording their limited understanding in texts and stories. Through celestial insight, patterns emerge across civilizations, from Egyptian hieroglyphs to medieval manuscripts. Humans struggle to express profound spiritual realities. Their attempts, though sincere, often created more mystery than clarity. Living wisdom reveals how fear distorted these accounts. What began as sacred knowledge gradually transformed into frightening legends. Divine truth became buried under layers of misunderstanding and imagination. Perfect knowledge flows from God's perspective now. The Forbidden Letter never existed as humans imagine, not as a physical document or single entity. Rather, it represents humanity's collective attempts to understand what lies beyond mortal experience. Sacred timing brings this revelation now for specific reasons. God chooses this moment to share deeper truth about the departed, correcting misconceptions that cause unnecessary fear. Spiritual awakening spreads across humanity during this period. More people seek authentic understanding about existence beyond physical life. Divine wisdom responds to this collective yearning for truth. Type 1, Understand divine timing as heaven reveals why this message comes now. The spiritual realm shows how humanity stands at a crucial threshold of understanding. Through prophetic insight, perfect timing emerges. Old fears about death and the afterlife need correction before humanity can embrace its next spiritual evolution. Divine wisdom arrives precisely when needed most. Living truth displaces centuries of misunderstanding. God sees how concepts like the Forbidden Letter create barriers between the living and their true understanding of existence. This revelation removes those barriers. Perfect compassion guides this divine timeline. The fear surrounding departed souls has grown too strong, causing unnecessary suffering. Heaven chooses this moment to restore peace and truth. Beyond human calendars, spiritual timing unfolds. Cosmic cycles reach an assessment for this revelation. Ancient prophecies for a time when humanity would be ready to release old fears about death. Sacred revelation now illuminates the true state of those who have passed beyond physical life. God shows that the departed exist in a reality more beautiful than human fear allows them to imagine. Divine sight reveals souls transformed, not trapped or wandering. Those who have crossed beyond physical existence experience a liberation that earthly language struggles to capture. Their journey continues in ways our limited perception cannot fully comprehend. Type 1, Receive divine comfort as heaven shares this beautiful truth. The spiritual realm shows that souls exist in a state of expanded awareness, free from many limitations that bind physical existence. Through celestial understanding, misconceptions dissolve. The departed don't remain stuck in locations, objects, or memories as fearful stories suggest. They experience a fluid reality where consciousness expands beyond physical constraints. Living wisdom from God's perspective brings peace. The souls of the departed are neither lost nor confined to any letter or concept. Their existence transcends the symbolic representations humans create to understand what lies beyond. Perfect knowledge illuminates the afterlife journey. Souls transition through various states of spiritual understanding, each more expansive than the last. The forbidden aspects humans fear represent merely thresholds of comprehension beyond limited human understanding. Divine truth shines. Those who have passed continuous sacred journey, guided by love rather than fear. Their consciousness evolves in harmony with divine purpose. Heavenly wisdom now reveals the deeper symbolism behind what humans call the forbidden letter. God shows how this concept represents not a literal document, but a threshold of spiritual understanding. Sacred insight exposes the letter's true significance. It symbolizes the boundary between physical perception and spiritual reality. A boundary that seems forbidden only because human consciousness typically cannot cross it while embodied. Type 1 understand and sacred symbols as divine light illuminates this mystery. The spiritual realm shows how humans created the concept of a forbidden letter to represent knowledge that seemed inaccessible to the living. Through prophetic understanding, deeper meaning emerges. The letter symbolizes communication between realms, not something fearful, but something sacred that requires proper spiritual preparation to comprehend. Living truth transforms this concept completely. What humans imagine as forbidden actually represents sacred knowledge awaiting the right level of spiritual evolution. Divine wisdom reveals this knowledge when consciousness is prepared to receive it. Perfect understanding dispels unnecessary fear. The letter doesn't contain departed souls as fearful interpretations suggest. Rather, it symbolizes the transitional consciousness that bridges physical and non-physical existence. Beyond literal interpretation, spiritual wisdom prevails. God shows that understanding the letter's true meaning brings peace rather than fear, connection rather than separation. Divine wisdom now reveals how to maintain spiritual safety while exploring these deeper truths. God provides specific guidance to protect your consciousness as you contemplate the mysteries beyond physical existence. Sacred understanding begins with maintaining peaceful thoughts. Fear creates barriers between realms, while calm contemplation opens channels of true understanding. Your emotional state directly affects your spiritual perception. Type 1 receive divine protection as heaven shares these crucial practices. The spiritual realm shows how specific thoughts and intentions create a shield of safety around your consciousness. Through celestial guidance, protective steps emerge. Begin each exploration of spiritual mysteries with a moment of sentence prayer or meditation. This creates a foundation of divine connection that prevents misunderstanding. Living wisdom shows the importance of proper timing. Don't contemplate deep spiritual mysteries when tired, emotionally distressed, or in negative environments. Choose moments of clarity and peace for these sacred reflections. Perfect protection comes through divine connection. Maintain regular communication with higher guidance through prayer, meditation, or contemplative practices. This ongoing connection ensures accurate understanding. Beyond basic precautions, spiritual discernment develops. Learn to distinguish between fearful imagination and true spiritual insight. Divine wisdom helps you recognize the difference between helpful revelation and harmful distortion. Heavenly insight now reveals how concepts like the forbidden letter affect spiritual perception. God shows the profound influence these symbolic constructs have on how humans understand existence beyond physical life. Sacred understanding illuminates consciousness patterns. When humans encounter concepts like the forbidden letter, it creates specific thought patterns that either enhance or limit spiritual perception. Type 1 see with clarity as divine wisdom reveals these subtle effects. The spiritual realm shows how symbolic concepts shape the lens through which you perceive non-physical reality. Through prophetic insight, transformation becomes possible. By understanding how these concepts influence perception, you gain freedom to choose more expansive ways of seeing. Divine wisdom liberates your spiritual vision. Living truth dissolves artificial boundaries. The letter concept creates an imaginary barrier between the living and departed that doesn't truly exist. Heaven's perspective removes these unnecessary divisions. Perfect understanding creates harmonious perception. When viewed through divine wisdom, the symbolic letter transforms from something fearful into a beautiful representation of spiritual evolution. Beyond limited human concepts, reality expands infinitely. God shows that clinging to specific interpretations, like the forbidden letter, creates unnecessary boundaries. Releasing these constructs allows true spiritual freedom. Divine comfort flows directly from heaven's heart now. God surrounds you with sacred reassurance about the true nature of existence beyond physical life. This heavenly perspective dissolves all unnecessary fear. Sacred love embraces both the living and those who passed beyond. The separation humans perceive between realms exists primarily in limited understanding, not in spiritual reality. Divine presence bridges all perceived divisions. Type 1 feel divine peace as heaven's comfort surrounds you completely. The spiritual realm shows how God's love continuously connects all souls, regardless of which state of existence they currently experience. Through celestial understanding, fear dissolves completely. The departed aren't lost or trapped in any concept, letter, or dimension. They remain held in divine love, continuing their sacred journey of spiritual evolution. Living truth reveals ongoing connection. The bonds of love between souls transcend physical death, remaining vibrantly alive in spiritual reality. Divine wisdom shows that true connection never ends. Perfect comfort flows from eternal perspective. What humans perceive as separation between worlds represents merely different frequencies of the same divine reality. Heaven's view encompasses all states of being simultaneously. Beyond mortal imitations, divine unity prevails. God's reassurance comes not just as concept, but as lived experience. Feel how the departed remain connected through bonds stronger than physical existence. Heavenly wisdom now illuminates the true nature of what humans call the veil between worlds. God reveals this boundary not as separation, but as a difference in perception and consciousness. Sacred insight shows the veil's true purpose. This threshold exists not to divide, but to allow souls different experiences necessary for spiritual growth. The apparent separation serves divine purpose. Type 1 perceive all realms as heaven reveals the veil's true nature. The spiritual realm shows how this boundary remains permeable, allowing communication and connection when approached with proper understanding. Through divine sight, cosmic structure becomes clear. Different dimensions of existence overlap and interpenetrate constantly. The veil that seems to separate them simply represents the limits of human perception. Living understanding transforms your awareness completely. Begin perceiving existence not as separate realms, but as one continuous spectrum of consciousness. Divine wisdom reveals how different states blend together harmoniously. Perfect knowledge dissolves artificial boundaries. The veil exists primarily in human perception rather than cosmic reality. Heaven's perspective shows all existence united in one divine continuum. Beyond limited language, cosmic truth emerges. What humans call the forbidden letter represents an attempt to understand the veil between consciousness states. Divine wisdom reveals this boundary as beautiful and purposeful rather than fearful. Divine wisdom now reveals the profound sacred purpose behind what humans have called the forbidden better. God shows how this concept serves a higher spiritual function than most realize. Celestial understanding illuminates divine intention. This symbolic letter serves as a catalyst for spiritual awakening, challenging humans to transcend fear-based thinking about death and embrace more expansive understanding. Type 1 recognize divine purposes. Heaven Reveal feels this sacred function. The spiritual realm shows how concepts that initially seem frightening often serve as thresholds to greater wisdom. Through prophetic insight, divine planning becomes clear. God has allowed this concept to emerge throughout human history, precisely to create opportunities for consciousness expansion. What seems forbidden actually invites spiritual growth. Living wisdom transforms limited perception. The letter concept serves as a spiritual tool that helps souls transition from fear-based understanding to love-based knowing. Divine intelligence designed this symbolic threshold. Perfect understanding reveals cosmic education. This letter concept represents a classroom of spiritual learning that helps souls develop deeper comprehension of existence beyond physical form. Beyond surface interpretation, sacred purpose shines. What humans have perceived as something to fear actually serves as an invitation to spiritual maturity. Divine wisdom uses every concept, even frightening ones, for ultimate good. Heavenly guidance now reveals how to prepare your consciousness for deeper understanding. God provides specific spiritual practices that open your awareness to more expansive perception. Sacred wisdom begins with intention setting. Before seeking greater spiritual understanding, clearly state your purpose to grow in love, wisdom, and divine connection. This intention creates proper alignment for revelation. Type 1. Prepare my spirit as divine insight shares these crucial practices. The spiritual realm shows how specific preparations create receptivity to higher understanding. Through celestial guidance, daily practices emerge. Regular meditation centered on divine love opens channels of clearer perception. Consistent spiritual communion builds stronger connection with higher wisdom. Living preparation transforms consciousness gradually. Study sacred texts with an open heart, seeking universal truths rather than fearful interpretations. Divine wisdom reveals itself through contemplative reading. Perfect readiness comes through balanced living. Care for your physical well-being alongside spiritual growth. A balanced existence creates a stronger foundation for expanded awareness. Beyond basic practices, community connection matters. Share spiritual insights with like-minded seekers. Divine wisdom grows stronger through compassionate sharing and humble learning together. Divine light intensifies now, illuminating the ultimate truth about what humans have called the forbidden letter. God reveals the final, most profound understanding of this spiritual concept. Sacred wisdom shows the letter's deepest reality. It exists not as something external to you, but as an internal threshold of consciousness, a doorway within your own spiritual awareness that leads to expanded understanding. Type 1. Receive final truth as heaven shares this culminating revelation. The spiritual realm shows how this concept represents your soul's own evolution from limited to unlimited perception. Through celestial insight, personal meaning emerges. Your unique spiritual journey intersects with this symbolic in ways specific to your soul's growth. Divine wisdom reveals how this concept serves your individual path. Living truth transforms everything you've understood before. The letter represents not separation, but connection. A bridge between different states of consciousness that your soul traverses throughout eternal existence. Perfect knowledge completes this divine revelation. God shows that what seemed forbidden actually represents sacred invitation, an eternal calling to expand beyond current understanding into greater spiritual awareness beyond all fear and limitation. Ultimate truth dawns. This symbolic letter represents the divine alphabet of spiritual evolution, language through which souls communicate across all dimensions of existence. Heavenly power reaches its peak intensity now. God delivers the final, most important message about the true nature of existence that the forbidden letter has always symbolized. Divine understanding flows directly from heaven's heart. This letter concept represents humanity's attempt to understand the continuous nature of consciousness that extends beyond physical death. Type 1. Embrace divine wisdom as the spiritual realm reveals its most sacred knowledge. Heaven shows how fear transforms into love when perception expands. Beyond physical imitations, through prophetic completion, cosmic purpose becomes clear. The souls of the departed exist in continuous communion with the divine, their journey unfolding in perfect harmony with eternal purpose. Living light dissolves all remaining fear. What humans have called the forbidden letter actually represents sacred communication between all states of consciousness, a divine language that transcends physical imitations. Perfect understanding creates profound peace. The departed souls experience neither suffering nor confinement, but continued expansion into greater spiritual awareness and divine connection. Beyond human language, cosmic truth resonates directly with your soul. Feel the presence of divine understanding filling every part of your being as this sacred message reaches completion. Ultimate divine wisdom descends in its fullness now. Stand in reverent awareness as God reveals the transcendent truth that transforms all understanding of life, death, and spiritual existence. Sacred energy fills your entire being. Place your hand over your heart as heaven downloads its final, most profound revelation about the nature of consciousness that extends beyond physical form. Type 1. Receive complete understanding for this culminating moment. The spiritual realm releases wisdom beyond anything previously shared, completing your understanding of what the forbidden letter truly symbolizes. Through divine authority, final truth manifests. What began as exploration of a mysterious concept culminates in profound spiritual awakening. Heaven's light transforms fear into sacred knowing. Living wisdom creates permanent transformation. Your consciousness expands beyond old limitations into eternal perspective. Divine understanding becomes your natural state. Receive heaven's ultimate blessing of complete spiritual peace. Divine wisdom surrounds your consciousness completely. Angelic forces guide your understanding eternally. God's presence illuminates your path forever. Sacred purpose transforms every concept of limitation. Go forward in perfect understanding, knowing heaven's highest wisdom protects your spiritual journey always. Your consciousness is sealed in divine light. Rest secure in unbreakable divine connection. Move through life with profound peace, your awareness expanded by sacred truth.